Hello, Virgo, and welcome to your September 2026 tarot card reading. We're going to get started right with the deck, our tarot deck here. We're going to see what kind of energies we're facing for this September for you, Virgo, for July 2026. All right, Five of Wands, Eight of Pentacles, Ten of Pentacles, and the Six of Wands. Two of Pentacles, Nine of Swords, Ace of Swords, and Four of Wands. Okay, so we have a little bit of crazy activity going on over here, and it looks like, well, they're not swords, which is, I think, a little bit more of an aggressive, or at least more harsher disagreements. I think that, these Five of Wands, you're experiencing some disagreements within your group. So I'm thinking this is your friends, your social network, business colleagues, some group, and you aren't seeing eye to eye, or you're just kind of battling each other's ideas. And here's why. Mercury is retrograde, and it's not going direct until the 23rd. And it happens to be in your friendship zone and your colleagues. So while some friendships may naturally deepen, others have run their course. And I think some of these people in this group have run their course for you, Virgo. I think that, you're paying attention to who supports you and who tries to, dim your light and diminish it, maybe by waiting until they're in a group to kind of bring a sensitive issue up, or try to push your buttons, or try to minimize something, or worse, try to steal your idea, your thought, or whatever as their own. So that's what this is about. Then we have, we have building some wealth, and I love that, because the Eight of Pentacles is sitting right next to the Ten of Pentacles, which is one of the most prosperous cards in the tarot deck. And it is about wealth. It's about generational wealth, legacy wealth. And this is where you're going to be busy this month. You are going to be challenged with Neptune and Saturn retrograde, another retrograde. This is happening in your intimate connections and shared resources area. So this is also the house of transformation, though. So you're meant to purge some things. You're meant to face fears. You're meant to, face your challenges and, and your trust issues. So fear and trust are at the core of a lot of relationship problems, we'll say. And this is the house of relationship and money. So you're not, this is like your environment that you're going to be working with. And by the way, Saturn is retrograde here until December. So this is going to be a little bit of, a few months that you're going to have to reconcile with, which is good, because this is a huge house. This is about your partnerships, trying to decide, if, your partner is matching your efforts, or that you feel that you're on equal footing, or, are they taking responsibility for their end of the agreement? And by the way, Saturn's going to hold you responsible for that too, because that's what Saturn does. So he's known as the Lord of Karma, which means this cycle that you're challenged with, faced with right now, is probably something that's come around before, meaning there's been an area of shared debt, shared resources. And by the way, this also indicates like phenomenal, surprising financial gain. Ten of Pentacles, thank you very much. And that comes in the form of, insurance payouts, taxes, inheritances, financial portfolios. I mean, this is big money, and so it's on a positive scale as well as a challenging one. So this isn't your first time around. I think Saturn is going to, make sure that you learn from the past. So one of, I think, the biggest tests for you from Saturn is, letting yourself be supported by the people that you trust, right? That's the lesson. And I love the Four of Wands down here because that shows an agreement. It shows a marriage. It shows building a life together. This is a home. So there's some joy there. There's some love there. There's some commitment there. There's an agreement there. So you're going to have a little bit of some challenges because that's what Saturn does. Gives you the test first and then the lesson. So depending on how you do your test, your lesson will be a breeze. All right. So the Six of Wands coming in is beautiful, winner, winner, chicken dinner energy. You are in a, you're in a good place. You're feeling healthy, you're feeling vibrant, you're feeling seen, you're feeling like, you're accomplishing things. And by the way, you have accomplished things. And part of that is, a job. Part of that is your own personal goals. And Virgo, you don't, seek out the limelight, but it's going to find you. So there's something public facing that's going to, that you're going to experience where people come together in your community, in your family, in your church, whatever you belong to, and of course in the corporate or just in the job, field. And I say that too with your job because the lunar nodes are moving into your daily habits and jobs. So something that you're moving into, a fated direction in your job can put you in the winner's circle, and help increase and build this wealth this path that you're on. This is fantastic. All of it is. So let's talk about the Nine of Swords. Now, Nine of Swords sometimes just, it brings up issues of fear and doubt and anxiety, and it's really a lack of faith and a lack of control over your mind, because we know all of this is in your mind. That's your narrative. And easier said than done when we say, well, either you take control of your mind or your fears do. And that's what's happened here for you because of something. And I think it's because of this revelation that you're going to find out during this 8th house, this archaeological dig of other people's money and loans and debts and stuff. But clearly, this is a perfect outcome. So don't get caught up in the details of it. And that's hard for you to do, Virgo, because that's what you focus on. You have this ability, which can be extremely positive, and quality control and accounting and things that require a critical eye. You are made for that. But sometimes it leaves you in this spot that you just can't get out of because you're concentrating on something that's already happened, something you can't control, and something that you need to learn how to let go of. And really it was a smaller thing. It was a small infringement. There are only 2 of them. They're out of balance. You've got 8 and 10 that you're growing towards. So whatever this is in that intimate house and shared resource, you're going to have to reconcile it. You're going to have to come to terms with it. But it also boils into your mental health too. So since the North Node is moving you in the direction of your fate, it's on the daily habits and wellness axis. And Virgo, you just got rid of the South Node, or you will be getting rid of the South Node July 26th, I'm sorry. So the nodes are right now Pisces, Virgo, and they're moving to Aquarius, Leo. So you'll be glad to get rid of the South Node. And it was, it was a job, untethering from things and, moving things out to make room for the things that are coming in. And now you're ready for that with the lunar node. But the lunar node is saying that your health and wellness needs to be attended to and looked after. And part of your health is your mental health. And I think it's real important that, you put some thought behind that. And a lot of times, it's not just making up your mind and moving forward. Sometimes we get some help with these things. Sometimes, we, see something inspirational, or, hook up to a podcast or do some reading. Whatever it takes for you, put a little effort in there, because it's really going to hold you back if you don't. Now, I love it. This is a new chapter. This is where you're headed, the North Node. This is Ace of Swords, information that you need, advice. We talked about that. Even on a physical end too. Building a healthy mind and body supports your goals with your work and all of the personal goals. And your future depends on the relationship that you have, by the way, with your mind and body. So don't skip over this part. But know that you're headed in the right direction, one that is going to be filled with new commitments, new celebrations, meeting goals, winning, and being on the receiving end of some really big money. I like this for you. Let's get one more message before we close the reading. That one was flipped. Patience and planning. All right. Patience and planning. Now, I think you're good at both. I know you're good at both. But have some patience with yourself, and plan to take your time, in that very deep house of intimacy, shared resources. And it takes some time with your health and well-being. And patience and planning are going to help you do that, and you have a penchant for it anyway. So I like this reading for you. If it has resonated, please like, share, and subscribe. I'm wishing you balance, peace, and harmony. Take care.